All right, perfect. All right, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm Carolina Simon, Executive Director of Zachor Shoah, and we are so very pleased to be able to bring to you a very timely aspect of Holocaust education and from such a well-versed individual. As with all things in the field of technology, it can be wonderful or disastrous to the development of humanity. With so many gaming and other tech companies getting involved in Holocaust education, we believe it's crucial to be well informed on what is good technology use in this case and what is not. Thankfully, we have Dr. Rivka Rosenberg to help us do just that. Rivka has certificates in teaching, concept mapping, and a technology for Holocaust education teaching certificate from Yad Vashem. As if that were not enough, she is also the social media manager for Names Not Numbers. She is the VR instructional designer for the United Jewish Education Board and the director of World Environmental Solutions. So without further ado, Dr. Rivka Rosenberg.
Thank you, Carolina. Oh, I can't share my screen.
Oh, interesting. Okay, here, I'll go ahead and, oh, you know what? I'll make you co-host and then you should be able to do just that.
Great. Oh, okay. So I'm going to share my screen here.
There we go.
Great. Going to minimize you guys. Oops.
Yeah.
Whoop, sorry. There we go. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rivka Rosenberg, and today I'm going to talk to you about, of course, technology in Holocaust education. I named my presentation here today, Unleashing Potential, Revolutionizing Holocaust Education Through 21st Century Technology. And I put a picture here that I thought is relevant. And I'd like you to take your phones and scan the barcode if you can, and write in one word what comes to mind when you hear the title Unleashing the Potential, Revolutionizing Holocaust Education. In one or two words. This is a technology that you can all use. Today we're going to explore many technologies. This is a technology, a website that you can explore with your students. It's called Answer Garden, and it's Swiss. And once the students scan the barcode, this website comes up, and you can also show it to your students. And let's say I put in here Shoah, and I do it on my phone, of course. And then these words supposed to, oops, click Holocaust, let's say, okay, Shoah, I can put all these words in here. And then at the end, you can also create an image with the words that the brainstorming. So you can go from image from words to image, and you can discuss, you can decide which image you want, and the computer generates it. So it's interesting. These are a few words that I've done I also train future teachers in a college here in Tel Aviv, and these are the words that came up, and these are the images. So I started with a little introduction to show you what's instead of just a simple brainstorming on a blackboard. This is more interesting, that you can actually use the students' phones and etc. We're going to talk a little bit about the theories and introduction, and most of the presentation today will be ideas and hands-on activities, and a conclusion. I don't like to say the word conclusion, but basically questions for you to ponder on, to think about. So I'll start with a few the background. Holocaust Remembrance Day is, of course, according to the UN, is January 27th. This is, it's not Yom HaShoah, but it's International Holocaust Remembrance Day. And the resolution rejects Holocaust denial and encourages countries to develop educational programs that will teach future generations the lessons of the Holocaust. So this is a very big words, and what happens when you are actually in front of your students? That's another question. So Kofi Annan in 2010, this is what he said: education about the Holocaust is a vital mechanism for teaching students to value democracy and human rights, and encouraging them to oppose racism and promote tolerance in their own societies. So this is about the importance of Holocaust education. And we see till today gaps, major gaps in Holocaust knowledge, not just in the United States. There's surveys. While most Americans have general knowledge of the Holocaust, fewer than half of those surveyed knew how many Jews were murdered and how Adolf Hitler came to power. I'll just give an example. I taught at the Montreal police for many years, and these are chiefs of police, and I used to play games. I taught English. And we used to talk about different games about different people, famous people. And once I showed a picture about Hitler, and I asked, you know who this is? And these were chiefs of police, 40 and 50 years old, and they said, we know only that he was a bad person. We don't know what he did. So that shows you gaps of knowledge. So on the one hand, we're obligated, we're the UN says that countries have to do it, but on the other hand, there's a big gap. So deficits in knowledge about the Holocaust, according to a comprehensive survey, there's a broad-based consensus that schools must be responsible for providing comprehensive Holocaust education, but as we can see, there's critical gaps between what actually happens. A significant majority of American adults believe that fewer people care about the Holocaust today than they used to, and more than half of Americans believe that the Holocaust could happen again, which is a little bit scary. And we know that today we not only talk about Holocaust education, but also fighting or combating, these are also very big words, anti-Semitism. So our role as educators is always, I see it, is to inspire. So I think that this is a very, very important role for us to, how do we inspire? So unlock new ways for students, and you too, if you unlock it for the students, obviously you're unlocking it for yourself, to teachers to teach and learn, motivate, very important, and share. These are ways for inspiring. And these are the three words that we're gonna go along with us today in the presentation. So 21st century technology and Holocaust education, obviously, these technologies are not just for Holocaust education, but for anything that you teach. But I will give examples today specifically on Holocaust education. So I'm going to go from the easy to the more complex. Easy, like PowerPoint, I think everyone knows. Social media, film, Geniali, VR, AR, holograms, AI, and I'll just say a few words about the booming video games, especially this past month. So unleashing creativity potential with PowerPoint. What can you do with a simple PowerPoint? I like to make PowerPoints more creative, more hands-on. So you can actually create a Holocaust museum. You can have the students create it, or you can create it for themselves, from them. And you can talk about art, for example, and according to the age, of course, and you can put art, Holocaust-related art. And this is a painting by Felix Nussbaum from Brussels. And you can talk about this painting and, combine art with Holocaust education. This is another famous painting. And this is a way for creating with simple PowerPoint, just a little museum. And you can have the students do it also. It doesn't have to be with painting. It could be with anything that they can put into their museum, and they can also, after that, present it to the classroom. So this is the template that I can share with you. unleash creativity potential with social media. So social media is a very, we can talk a whole year about social media, but basically it encourages a global classroom. So 78.9% of the time, this is according to some research, social media had a positive impact on student communication. And you do have to, obviously be very careful also to teach students about bullying. That's a different talk, but basically it yields new forms of inquiry, communication, collaboration, knowledge development, and it has a lot of potential, especially in Holocaust education. So the first social media I'm going to show you here is Instagram. And there was a I think it was it opened 2 years ago or 3 years ago, 3 years ago. It was called Eva's Story, and it's basically about an Instagram about a diary of a fake girl. Her name is Eva, and she lived in the Holocaust time, and basically she tells about her life. And this is a billboard in Tel Aviv, so it got a lot of followers, millions of followers, and it was all over the world. And it's so you can not only visit the Instagram page, but you can also create a class page. Individuals can create. So this is Eva's Stories. Every time she talks about her life based on a true story, memory of the 6 million, and you can see this is the page for Instagram. Facebook. Every a class can have a Facebook page. You can teach students digital citizenship skill model, how to comment, how to share, how to write. I teach future English teachers in Israel, so this is a good way. Share educational content. You can visit, most museums have Facebook pages. The Sydney in Australia has a very well-built Facebook page, and you can make really global connections. And Yad Vashem, of course, Yad Vashem has a phenomenal website, so you don't need to go to Facebook, but you can do that too. This is both TikTok and Instagram. This is an individual. His name is Dov Foreman. And his grandmother, she's almost 100 years old. She was recently sick, but now she's back on her feet. She's a Holocaust survivor, and I'm just going to show you his. He also has Instagram, but he has, look how many followers, and he posts. I'm going to make this bigger. And this is Dov Foreman. He's British, and his grandmother got a prize from the King Charles, and he documents every holiday. You can watch her. This is Lily's. He wrote a book about her, so he promotes a book, and this is he goes around, and she's very, I think she's the most well-known Holocaust survivor on the TikTok. And here it's called Lily's Promise. And it's an award-winning book. Anyway, interesting page to follow. So he's also on TikTok, of course, and both of them, the grandma also. So TikTok, of course, I think kids love TikTok for some reason. I'm not on TikTok, so but I do love Instagram. It's engaging. It's a platform. You can make learning, everything here, I think, can make learning exciting, and this is our mission as teachers. Even though it's a Holocaust and it's heavy and it's it's very serious, but I think if you make it exciting, the students can really relate to it. Fuel collaboration, very important, and swap written assignments, make it dynamic, unlocking worlds of creative possibilities. So these are the social media. You do have to always keep an eye on what students do. I think also as parents, you should keep an eye on what your kids do and make sure that there's no bullying. Okay, cyberbullying is very important. If a student uploads something, you should teach them also citizenship and how to comment nicely and respectfully, and that's a very, very, those are skills we're going to talk at the end. So TikTok can create a final class activity to showcase, even to sometimes, teachers like to show to their parents. You can divide students into groups and have each one take a movie type TikTok of this is actually a Holocaust survivor, and she has her own TikTok. Interesting to see also. It's very engaging. Okay, so this is a spark classroom excitement, and always, children, we're going to talk about it, people in general have less and less attention span, so this is quick and fast, and they can learn, master points of in snappy 15-second video clips. So here are basically, I just jotted down a few summary about engaging Holocaust lessons. Condense and simplify. You can unleash the power of concise thinking, share and inspire. The whole beauty of educational technology is really the easiness that you can share, not only with your colleagues, very important, but also with the students, among the students. Show and tell, once upon a time it was a puppet show when I was little, but today it's a show and tell TikTok, and fuels inspiration, ignites curiosity, and lights up the classroom. Flash knowledge, I think I already said these explains lesson in concepts in a flash. Very good for visual students, and students can replay, rewind, and also very important, they can revisit what they create as a class and individually. And teachers and students become mini directors, which is also a good skill to have. So this is about TikTok, basically also the other social media. Perfect playback, of course, and post lesson perks. You can put after class, before class, during class. Okay, so instead of note taking, also this could be also a way. And master lessons at your pace. Rewind again, as I said, and soar to success with TikTok. These are a few Holocaust survivors, again, that have their own TikTok, which is kind of funny interesting to watch. Okay, how they make their own videos. It's very interesting. You can also have maybe a class, team up with a Holocaust survivor and do together TikToks, which is also very fun. Basically, sharing and sharing among the students, and sharing colleague to colleague, of course. So the next creativity potential that we're going to unleash is the two people who brought me into this world created this initiative. It's a journalism and film initiative called namesnotnumbers.org. And it's an oral history, journalism, and film documentary initiative. It's currently, this year, it's in 84 schools around the States and Canada, and it's been going on for 15 years. I'm not going to go into too much into this, but just to mention it, that if you'd like to do it in your school, you're welcome to contact the boss and the family, who is my mom. And so this is Names Not Numbers. Participants to date is I think it's 6,000 students, grade eighth graders, and over 3,000 survivors. So basically the high school students, they learn techniques for journalism techniques and filming techniques. My parents bring the professionals from both domains and the technology, of course, and the school teams up with the Holocaust survivors in the area. And every 2 students, they get a Holocaust survivor, and 1 interviews and 1 films, and then they swap, they switch. And then there is a professional who films the film in the making. And then at the end, there's a culminating big event with the community, and the Holocaust survivors and their families get the DVDs of the students and the professional one. And it's 100% student-based initiative, so it's very, very powerful. So this is names, not numbers. You can go on the website, check it out. Many schools, the state of Florida funds it for specifically non-Jewish schools, which is interesting. And it's also in a university. And here in Israel, it's in 3 schools, but the rest, all of the 84 plus are in North America. So this is the, oops, sorry. This is I'm in charge of the Instagram and the LinkedIn, but there is also Facebook, of course. So now I'll show you a little bit about, sorry, I'm going a little fast, but I hope it's clear. The potential of Geniali. Geniali is basically like PowerPoint, but a step above PowerPoint. So I'm going to, I think I opened it here already. No, I did not. So I'm going to do this. And so basically you can create a presentation, but it's very, like you can add a lot of dimensions into it, not just into PowerPoint. You can add, you know, like a hyperlink, but here it's much, much more. You can make it like into a game. So here's an example of one student teacher of mine. She created this. You know, you take the pictures, and then there is there are activities that you click on the different aspects here, and you can add videos and links, much more you know, engaging and interactive than PowerPoint. PowerPoint can be interactive, but this is like a step above it. So this is about the whole. You can do can do a timeline here, which is easy to do on then you can click on each of these and learn, and every one of this is a whole layer of another layer, which is interesting. So this is, I'll show you another one of Geniali. This is basically Ben Gurion's house. It's got nothing to do with the Holocaust, but it's I actually like the way it was done, because this is the actual room of Ben Gurion. I can visit his house in the Negev, and every time you click on the person, there are activities here. So you can either do it with a class. The class can do it. Every house, every room here has different activities, and the students can do it to each other. You know, they can play with each other. They can present it in front of the class. Here is another video. Very Geniali is, to me, it's I think it's genius. That's why it's called Geniali. And another one here is Rabin, about Rabin's, Yitzhak Rabin's Yortzeit memorial. I know the 25th of his Memorial Day. And here also, when you, this goes into a whole series of, a whole series of activities about Rabin. So this is Geniali. I put the links here if you can check them out at your convenience. VR I can talk about for a whole year. I had a year course this year at the college in Tel Aviv, the Levinsky College of Education. And basically you can use VR, metaverse. It's same words, but you can either use it with goggles, you know, I think Apple now has goggles, but you can also use web-based. And I used the entire year, I used a web-based virtual reality platform. It's called Virbela. And I think you should check it out. It's unbelievable. It's really, you can design, you have different rooms, different designs. You can design your avatar. You can do a Holocaust exhibit. You can do a Holocaust museum, Holocaust conference. Everything is on Virbela. And it's all web-based. There's no need for glasses. It's all on the web. And I used it with my student teachers, and also I developed curriculum on it for a chain of schools in Australia. And unlike boring Zoom, Virbela is you have to be active. It's based on immersive learning, and every corner in the environments that you get, you can you know, tailor make it. You can design it. You can upload whatever material you have. It's absolutely out of this world, and also companies use it, so it's interesting also. So different ways of using VR. Okay, this is with the goggles. I'm going to show you. Let's see. I'm going to share. Hope you can hear the. Did you hear this?
No.
No. Oh, sorry. Okay, stop sharing. Let's share again. Okay, here.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to share this back share and screen. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. This is a project by actually a Haredi woman, and she wanted, she had a dream to take her students to Poland. Obviously, it's not possible to take every student of yours to Poland. So she came up with this idea, especially for Haredi women, ultra-Orthodox. But then it became a much larger project, and now it's shown in Jerusalem in different malls. So it's an interesting way of, for Holocaust education and awareness to bring bring the experience to the children once if you can't go to Poland itself. So this is was written about it in the Jerusalem Post, and if you know Jerusalem, it's right in the heart of Jerusalem. There is a Mamila. It's there is a like a open air mall, and it's you can actually go and use these goggles in this mall for this experience. Another project that places users inside the courtroom at the Nuremberg trials is also through, it's called Courtroom 600 by the University of Connecticut. And this project is still a prototype, but it allows users to engage with the VR technology so that participants can interact with the members of the US team of prosecutors. So this is also very interesting, but this is for academic. The previous one was more for geared for children, but this is more academia. Of course, there is the creativity of AI and holograms. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's at the Illinois Museum of Holocaust. There is holograms, made from actual living survivors, and also an interesting way to use technology. Now we have the booming AI. Today I read that there's actually a new feature for ChatGPT that you can it can actually tell stories, invent the stories, invent the whole plot, and invent also the pictures for the stories. And so it's basically soon you won't have any writers because of everything's going to be AI, but that's another discussion. So here I put the different AI tools by category, and you can use for, of course, in your classroom, ChatGPT. You can have them, the students maybe write a text about the Holocaust or analyze a text and use ChatGPT for it. Tome and labs are for more for creating pictures. This is AI. So we're almost at the end of the presentation, and I as I said, I don't like the word conclusion, but I always like to leave my viewers or listeners or students with a question to think about. So where is this technology taking us next? Is this going to be the teacher, or is this going to be the student? I think kind of lonely. You can think about these questions, and the potential, the skills for the future teacher are as following. I think the future teacher is already here, but the future teacher is an e-teacher. It's always evolving, okay, and it won't be just a little bit. It will be, technology will really take over the classroom, I think, much more than what it's now. So I think you should be prepared. And as I always say to my students, don't be with an open mind. And it makes no sense to ignore it and to be anti, but be an innovative teacher, because our goal is really to inspire our students. So this is, we have to show them an example. Paperless, of course, technology takes over the classroom. So we're going to get rid of papers, which is probably good for the environment. And being able to adjust to EdTech apps and tools and innovations, being like an EdTech chameleon, makes you the teacher of the future. And also formative. What does that mean? The future teacher will get rid of all these, grades and systems that are a little bit boring, and all these assessments, with the report cards that I remember with fear. And the future really is basically to show the progress of the student. And it doesn't matter from where the student starts. Growing is the real accomplishment. If you arrived from A to B, that's already a very big thing. So, that's to show progress. I think the future teacher is also a student in a way. When it comes to technology, teachers are rapidly outdated. And that's why the teacher of the future should be more like a student too, or more like a guide. I think in this picture, it shows you like a guide, and you need to deal with it and learn how to deal with technology. Suspicious is very important also. Being an e-teacher doesn't mean that you have to embrace all of the technologies that I showed you today, and it's not possible to embrace all of them. And it's okay to be suspicious, and to be, I always say, with, again, open-minded to see which app or which technology works for your classroom, and with an open eye. App, social media, internet comes with all its disadvantages also. And the teacher of the future has to know how to handle threats like cyberbullying. Very important. Collaborative. We always talk about collaborative between students, but I think it's also very important as teachers. Do you know how your colleagues teach? What materials they use? Which technologies they use? So also very important, I think. I like to share with my colleagues. They don't always share with me, but I think it's very important. And really, technology helps with that. Interactive. The average attention span of a person has shrunk from 12 seconds in 2013 to 8 seconds in 2020. I think my attention span is less than 8, but that's 1 second less than that of a goldfish. You should know that. And to respond to that phenomenon, interactive lessons can help keep students' attention a bit longer. I think everyone has ADHD or a form of ADHD today, so should keep that in mind, and technology really can help that. So I leave you with this activity to do or to think about when you're watching my presentation. During the next few minutes, I'd like you to design a short activity for students using one of the ideas mentioned in this session, and use one of the technologies mentioned in the session. And I'd like you to prepare to share it with your colleagues. Sharing is always caring. And so I put this activity here, and the barcode here, what I'd like you to scan is really a Padlet. To share, another way of sharing ideas is using Padlet, padlet.com. So a way that you can share and show the screen to everyone. So this is the activity. And where will technology take things next? I put this picture here because when I typed in future classroom, this is what showed up, what popped up. And I hope I didn't scare you with all these technologies. And I'd like you to think if you're ready to be the teacher of your future. And what about the school of the future? Do you think it's going to look like this? And how, if not, how will it look? And these are points we can think about. What should school of the future look like? What should school of the future teach? People are intrigued by thought of embracing technology more to improve the learning environment. AI is big news, okay, in these days. And will robots take over from teachers? Virtual classrooms, robots, not teachers. So I put here this example of Alice Springs School of the Air, it's called, and it's in Australia, and it's a school that's in the air. It's all online. Of course, it's not the only online school, but everything here is online. No people interaction, which is an interesting concept. I'd like you to leave with this message of moving teaching and learning from passively reading textbooks to actively engaging with Holocaust education and with education in general. And I think that these are a few of my thoughts. Holocaust education is crucial and being increasingly adopted worldwide. So at a recent forum at Yad Vashem, the World Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem, worldwide initiatives were discussed, highlighting the importance of unique teaching methods in different countries, like Rwanda or China or Ukraine. And Holocaust education really should be tailored to each of these countries, unique history and experience. And the teaching approach must consider whether a country was an ally or perpetrator, interesting concepts to teach, occupy, neutral, or uninvolved. And of course, Germany and Austria faced the heavy responsibility of educating their descendants of perpetrators and rescuers. So I think that uniform curricula in Holocaust education and methods cannot adequately address the sensitivities of Jewish children who are descendants of the Holocaust survivors. And it's important to be very, very sensitive. This is what my point here, not taking out of the equation that I too am a descendant of Holocaust survivors, but while some teachers stick to rigid government set curricula, like we have in Israel, is very, very rigid. But sometimes it causes frustration because you have students like descendants of Holocaust survivors, and then you have, let's say, Yemenite or Moroccan who have a different background. So you have to be very, very sensitive to these students' lives and identities, just like in any other classroom teaching. So, for example, when Austrian students visit Mauthausen, for example, the experience differs between Jewish children whose grandparents were from there and children who are not. So the impact, lesson learned, and teaching methods cannot and should not be the same. I think that each student should really take the opportunity to choose a name. It's very, when you hear 6 million, no one can grasp 6 million. But I think that if you choose a name and make a commitment to dedicate acts of kindness in memory of the person, lighting a candle, really learning the story of that person, it's much more impactful. The child learns much more from that. And only by embracing diverse forms of remembrance can we really honor the complexity of the Holocaust and preserving its lessons for the future generations. So I'm leaving you with these words of kindness, not just for Holocaust education, but for all education. Kindness is always the answer. And I think that it's a very important, even more so in Holocaust education: kindness, respect, curiosity, compassion, empathy, grace and forgiveness, diversity and inclusion, growth of mindset, awareness of others. And I put here number 10 for you to think about, what is your number 10? So this is a picture I'm leaving you with. Are you on the left side or on the right side? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of both methods of education, past and perhaps present or future? And thank you very much. I'm leaving you with my coordinates. If you'd like to contact me, I'm always here.
Thank you so very much, Rivka. That was, I took all kinds of notes because I learned some things
Stop
myself.
recording.
We're still recording.